Sandra. Say good morning, Sandra. We love her. I know she's a little challenging for her to be up here but she's an amazing woman, and she helps and volunteers at our resource table, and we love her and her daughter so much. They're just such a delight. And she got recently, you have a testimony to share about a doctor visit, and I'll let you kind of give the backstory, and then, okay.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. God is so good, all the time. And I just thought I'm really glad Renee and Steve asked me to share with you this morning. I've been coming to Global Presence for on and off about 7 years. And when I came, it was like I knew I needed to have the presence of our Father in my life, and I just couldn't figure it out. And when I came, I actually came as a result of Elizabeth. I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital for 21 days, and I opened up my Bible, and I had this flyer, and I had this lady's Elizabeth's name down, and I said, I wonder whatever happened to her. And God was so good, helped me to find her, and that's when I called her, and she called me and said, come to church with me, and I've been coming ever since then. And for those of you who may have seen me around, you may have noticed when I first started, I used to wear these gloves on my hands, these brown gloves on my hands, because my hands were raw, they were sore, and they just wouldn't heal. And I would pray and say, Lord, why can't you heal my hand? I'm a faithful daughter. And then I tell you, there was someone in this room who prayed for my hands, prayed and said, those hands are healed. And where's Mark? I don't even know if he's in here. It was Mark, and Mark prayed that my hands be healed. And you see here, there's nothing on these hands. There's nothing on these hands. There is nothing. So I thought, well, God, you healed me. I'm going to continue to be faithful. And then all of a sudden, I go to the doctor, and I'm a cancer survivor. And no one, yes, no cancer in my body. And no one wants to go to the doctor to hear a doctor say, well, we need to test your bone marrow because we see something that we just don't like to see. And I go, what? You see something you don't like to see? And, of course, I got nervous and worried about it. And I said, oh. And then one day, I think, as you all, we called the folks up to pray, and I never come up. I was like, oh, I just don't. I'm just going to pray on my own. I came up here, and I wasn't looking for Steve. I wanted to get somebody else. I was like, stay away from him. Stay away from that guy. Stay away from that guy. And, of course, he grabs me. He grabs me. Steve grabs me, and I tell him, I said, well, Steve, I got some work issues. I got work issues, and I don't know what's going to happen with that. And then I have this bone marrow thing, and I'm trying to deal with it, and it's really stressing me. So Steve, he prays, and you know what, you all? And I didn't believe. He prayed and said, I don't even know what Steve even said to me, but I do know. He said, there is nothing wrong with your bone marrow. There is nothing. It's gone. It's out. And so I said, oh, really? And I could feel it through me. I don't know. I started jumping up here, and I was like, oh, my goodness. And so I went along my merry way. And I tell you, the enemy is rampant. The whole time, the enemy kept saying, I wanted to say, worry about it, Sandra. Every time I tried to worry about it, it was just a peace that came over me. It was a peace. I said, no, I need to worry about it. No, I got to worry about it because it's too many. It's 3 days before I go. So I go in finally. Last week, I told Renee, last week, I go in to get the results of this bone marrow biopsy. And the doctor comes in, and I was smiling. I was like, why am I happy? But I was happy. I couldn't even figure it out. And he comes in, he shakes his head. He says, Sandra, I have had 3 doctors to look at your results. And I'm looking at him, okay. He said, we can't find anything wrong with your bone marrow. Can you believe that? Nothing. Nothing. I go, oh, really? Nothing wrong with your bone marrow. Nothing. There is absolutely nothing wrong with your bone. And they go, you sure? Nope. And you know what? That's why I say God is good. Be faithful, because healing is there, because the other part of that, so after I get off this high of being, I'm healed, I can't believe it, then I get a call from my boss. Remember I told you I had some work issues, because for those of you, I work in an area where I have a large territory. I have the entire state of Wisconsin, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and some, yeah, that got the UP, Iron Mountain, and all of that, and you know, and I thought, oh my goodness, that's so hard. And I have lupus. I'm a lupus warrior also, and I said that is so challenging for me, especially in the wintertime, because I do have to go and see the folks that I work with. And my boss called me and she said to me, she said, Sandra, the company really needs you in an area that we've had some challenges. And the good news is that it'll be in an area where you have, all your people are gonna be within 25 miles. All 400 of them? I said, I'm gonna have 400 people within 25 miles? How is that gonna work? And unfortunately, God is sending Jasmine and myself and our family to Houston, Texas. So we will be relocating to Houston, Texas after the end of the school year. But I tell you guys, guess what? Those folks in Houston don't know the father's daughter is on his way. And you know, guess what? That love, because I tell you, we can overcome any type of evil, the enemy, with good. And that's what I plan to do. I'm going to miss you all, truly. We love you. And God bless. And this is definitely a place that has God's presence and healing. And so have faith. And I love you all.
Oh, come on.